выдохнула. Все в порядке. Просто накопилось. Решила с вами
Alina
поделиться.
Zagitova thanked her fans for their support. Well, friends, I've exhaled, everything is fine. It just accumulated, I decided to share my emotions with you. Yesterday I was in Moscow for work, today I'm already in Sochi. I will perform at the show Ruslan and Lyudmila. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports me. I am incredibly pleased to see words of support from you. I read everything, I see everything, that's why I love you, said Olympic champion Zagitova in a video for the Telegram channel. Anna Shcherbakova is counting on the development of figure skating in the BRICS countries. Today, the Olympic champion attended a series of events, dialogue between the BRICS civilizations, which took place today at the Kazan Federal University. It is a great honor for me to be present at this event. If we talk about my field, the field of figure skating, then I am very glad that I have the opportunity to develop in this direction. Now I often go to China with master classes, and I am very glad that there is an opportunity to exchange experiences, because the schools are different. We are trying to develop figure skating in China, because there are a huge number of fans of our wonderful sport, which is also an art. I want there to be more wonderful figure skaters. For me, this is also an incredible experience. I hope that in the future such cooperation will expand in other BRICS countries as well. As the great Tamara Nikolaevna Misfina said today, not all BRICS countries have figure skating at all. It will be great if our sport develops in all BRICS countries, Shcherbakova said. Figure skater Kamila Valieva spoke about the agricultural industry of Russia. Valieva took part in the educational project Ticket to the Future, the course of studies Russia My Horizons. The figure skaters starred in videos for 2 industry-specific classes for 6th graders. Agrarian Russia. Plant growing, gardening. Ilyona Kosernaya explained why she continues her competitive career. My parents sent me to sports, they never really asked me. Then, when serious competitions started, when we really had to decide whether we were going professionally or just skating, they asked me, and I said, why not? And we continued to train. When I became quite an adult at the age of 16-17, I really understood why I needed this, why and whether this was really my choice. I don't experience the emotions in life that I experience when I compete, when I train, when I work. This is already my job. Probably, because of the lack of these emotions, I still wanted to continue. Because I really like it, and it's cool when you do what you like. The figure skater said on the show Secrets of the Wardrobe. Where does the money come from in Russian figure skating, and what is it spent on? A year ago, the Ministry of Sport ordered all sports federations of Russia to submit reports on financial and economic activities. To put it simply, to report on all income and expense items. And this became an interesting attraction. For example, it turned out that the Russian Figure Skating Federation is the second among all Russian federations in terms of the amount that goes to maintaining the administrative apparatus, 79.7 million rubles per year. Only track and field has more. But these are not the only interesting figures about the money in Russian figure skating. Here are the rest of the details. The FFKR is a profitable organization. It started 2023 with a remainder of 554.8 million rubles, and ended with 735. It turns out that revenues in 2023 exceeded expenses by 170 million, a good saving. The main source of income for the FFKR is its own activities. This article is not deciphered, but in 2023 the federation earned 556.4 million rubles. According to the law, this can be the sale of rights to television broadcasts, souvenirs, tickets to events and other sources related to statutory activities. The Federation received another 177.6 million in the form of deductions from gambling. This is a standard income item for all federations, to which the Ministry of Sports distributes 2% of the income of bookmakers. The federation gets very little from the budget, 25.5 million, and from the Russian Olympic Committee, 8.4 million rubles. The largest expenses are for organizing competitions, 128.3 million, and events to develop professional sports, 100 million. Obviously, this is where a significant part of the income comes from. The federation spends approximately the same amounts, 79 million rubles per year, on maintaining its bureaucracy and rewarding figure skaters and coaches based on the results of competitions. By the way, Alina Zagitova asks for approximately the same amount to organize her own ice show. You can compare the scale. In 2023, 62.9 million rubles were spent on providing the team members with ice, skates, equipment, inventory, and medical supplies. But the support of all regional figure skating federations cost only 37.5 million, like half of the grant for Zagitova's Scarlet sales. Considering that 74 regional federations are members of the Russian Figure Skating Federation, it comes to about 500,000 for each. By the way, membership fees separately brought 760,000 rubles to the treasury of the Russian Figure Skating Federation per year. 22.7 million were allocated for children's and youth competitions in 2023, but this item also included the training of coaches and judges. The federation spent 10 million each on social support for coaches and specialists who are not part of the national teams, and holding conferences, meetings, seminars and other events. Another 20 million or so went to the lowest budget parts of the expenses: maintenance and development of the material and technical base, purchase of equipment, gear and inventory, social support for athletes and coaches, incentive measures for federation employees, whatever that means. Figure skater Valeria Lukashova, who trains in Atari Tuber's group, performed a triple axel at the Sergei Grinkov Memorial Tournament and told how her coaches motivated her. I was told a long time ago that this would be the jump that I would learn quickly, but I was afraid to try it. One day I realized that the double axel was going really well, so we decided to try it. The attempts were really good, I did it, then I didn't jump it for 3 months, and then in 2 days I remembered it again. Because the coaches took my sweater away and said, "When you remember, then we'll give it back." I had to do it quickly, because it's my favorite sweater. TASS quotes Lukashova as saying. At the Grinkov Memorial, Lukashova scored 70.48 points for her short program. At the time of publication, the competition is ongoing. Former Russian figure skaters Dmitry Chizhurov and Ekaterina Zagitova, who compete in pair skating for Uzbekistan, appeared on the list of participants in the second stage of the ISU Grand Prix, which will be held in Halifax, Canada, from October 25 to 27. In June 2023, it became known that Chizhurov was dating Evgenia Medvedeva. The two-time world champion herself posted a romantic video with a young man on social networks, thereby revealing their relationship. Last season, Chizhurov and Zagitova competed in Russian tournaments, but did not participate in the Russian Grand Prix series, and did not qualify for the Russian Championship. In May, information appeared that they were planning to represent Uzbekistan at the competition, and the Russian Figure Skating Federation, FFKKR, approved their transfer.